Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Mike here from AXE Garage. Welcome back to our channel. In 2022, it's going to be a very busy year for us. We have our EM1 restoration project. We have John EG Civic hatchback project. And today we introduce you with a brand new project. This is a brand new car, 2006 Acura RSX Type-S. Let's take a closer look. All right, Brian, tell me more about this brand new car you just got here.
So I was in the market, I would say close to 8 to 9 months looking for one of these. It was either going to be blue was my first choice, and I still wanted the blue, but white was the second choice. And the reason why white was the second choice is because it only came with that tan interior that most people really just don't like. But at any rate, I found one that was local because my search was all over the States, and to get something shipped and be unhappy with it when I came back in, it was going to be a big problem. So I went on the Facebook marketplace, and this car was local. The customer came over to our shop, was nice enough. We took a thorough look at it, and I had the guys check it out mechanically, and it came back really, really clean. So we reached an asking price of $9,000, which I think is very fair for both the customer and myself, knowing that it does need some work at it. But the one thing I love about this vehicle, and it was a selling point for me, is it has matching VINs and a clean Carfax. So every single panel, including both the bumpers, have matching VINs, and that's what we exactly intend to keep on this vehicle. Yeah, they might have had a small damage on the quarter panel here, but it is no record of it, and when we're all done with it, it's going to look fantastic.
So Brian, why an RSX?
You know, as a kid, or high school is when these cars were really coming out, and into my college years, these cars just always caught my eye, and I ended up getting a Honda Accord automatic, and I didn't know how to drive stick, and I used to watch these cars go by, and I loved them. So what happened as days went on and years went on, we kind of lost thought of that whole situation, and then joining AXE Garage again and having the meets and seeing these cars restored, some of them, and just in their stock form, it brought back that same feeling I had when I was younger, that I really wanted to start the desire to look for something like this. And the reason why I like it is because it's a two-door. And when I got my TL, I learned how to drive a manual car, which was the first thing for me. I was in my 30s. I learned a little bit late. And driving this car is completely different. Just the few months that I've had it, just going around town, it's a completely different feel. And I feel more connected with the road. And the guys are telling me and teaching me a little bit more about driving and you know, why this is so different from what I'm used to.
So, I mean, you've been behind the wheel for a few days now. How do you like it so far comparing to your TL Type-S?
I will tell you that the TL Type-S is much harder to drive than this vehicle. This one is just much easier. The range is much more open, I guess, on the clutch, you could say. And you feel the road. You feel more connected. The V6 is more of that family sedan, a little bit more comfortable. This is not something you put in the kid in the back seat and go. This is something for yourself on a Sunday morning, or, you know, around town, just to have a little bit more fun and connection to the road.
So Brian, so what is the ultimate goal for you on this project here?
Well, you know, the car doesn't need a paint job by someone's standards, that they would just go pick up this car. But, you know, I see things differently. And, well, this is 06. So this car is a few years shy of 20 years old. So yeah, it's got age on it. So what we're gonna do with the whole vehicle is we're gonna tear it down completely, but we're gonna make it a little bit different from our other builds. We're gonna do this in sections. So we'll do the engine, and then we'll go to paint, and then when the paint's done, we'll move on. So what the whole plan is to replace all of my trims, okay? These, we're gonna get everything as soon as we can, because once these go, you're not gonna be able to get them. And these are the types of parts you can't get used because they're gonna look just like this from any other car with the same age. So we'll pull out the glass where we need to, and the actual vehicle itself is in good condition, which is a big plus for me. There's not a lot of body work. What we'll do is we'll have our paintless dent removal guy go around and take out any little dings, but to be honest with you, when you looked at this car, there's not really anything to mention. So the car's got some chips here, no big deal. And if we pan across the front bumper as well, it's got some scratches here and there that are no problem for us to fix up. So we'll completely take everything apart. And you know, this car, it has, I had to check the paint code. I'm not sure the 100% of the paint code, but we're gonna put the same exact paint on it. And I noticed in this area over here, Mike, I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but there was some work done here, and you can see that the pearl is a little bit yellower here. I noticed it as soon as I saw the car, but the one thing I was concerned about, you know, is there a whole bunch of Bondo in there? And you know what? It doesn't appear to be, because I'm still able to pick it up with a magnet, okay? And the body line is still there. So I'm not concerned with this. We'll still be able to do a knockdown job, and we'll go around and we'll paint the whole vehicle and give it a beautiful restoration, and probably not drive it again.
All right, John, so Brian and I, you know, kind of walk over the car, talk about the body, what he wants to do. Now, under the hood, what are we doing?
So first off, we were taking a look at the headlights. I'm not sure we can bring these back. We might be trying to source a new set because there's some cracks deep down within. I don't know if he's going to be able to restore them. Probably give it a shot and see. Also notice the car has OEM fog lights. Those look to be in decent shape. So this is one thing that we'll probably either have to source or get. I don't even know what availability is on this. I know a lot of these parts are getting a little hard to get a hold of now. But as far as that goes, appearance-wise, this is the area where I'm concerned, is in the engine. So the good thing is we're starting off with something that's real healthy, pretty stock. I mean, it has an intake. That's no big deal. Has a cold air. We're not really interested in keeping a cold air. Brian's not worried about performance to where cold air is going to help. It's more of a hassle in Florida. We never know when we're going to get rain. We don't want to hydrolock it. He also wants his windshield washer reservoir back. The cold air eliminates that. So that's one thing I know we're going to deal with. Now the engine, the K20 motor, very nice motor. And what year is this one, Mike?
2006.
2006. So this is the last year, right?
Yeah.
So this one has, I believe, a little different profile on the cam. This one made a little bit more power. It's a little bit closer to the Type R, minus a couple of little parts and in the transmission. So this was one of the better K20 motors from what I recall when the RSXs were out. So the idea is to give this car a fresh start so that when Brian gets the car, when he starts driving it, just like the TL, maybe not as advanced with how far we went into it, but this thing's gonna get resealed, probably new oil pump, water pump, new clutch, rear main seal, all the seals. We're gonna clean everything up real nice. We're gonna drop the whole motor out of it. And we're gonna spend some time in here making it look beautiful. See if we can't find a OEM power steering line. There's a little whine coming from here. I'm not sure if it's a pulley or the alternator, but you know, that's a few of the things we're gonna go over. Maybe some new engine mounts here and there. Go over the power steering system. It looks like it's pretty dry. You know, that's really top to bottom, give this car a full reset. So it'll have years of fun driving. Brian's idea is he wants to get in the car, turn the key, and go, and not worry about a problem. He'd rather do all the maintenance now so he doesn't get stuck anywhere with a problem.
I gotta say, at 128,000 miles, this motor is pretty healthy. Not even any type of smoke from the tailpipe doing hard acceleration.
So that's our first sign that the car has been taken care of. Now, what we're gonna do too is we're gonna do some other health checks on it, like we're gonna do a compression test. And we may even just do a leak down test just to make sure everything's good, show you guys how to do it, what the proper procedure is, what we look at when we want to know how healthy an engine is, because from sound and your look, that only tells you so much. But getting a reading of our compression and other stuff like that's going to really let us know how good the rings are, the valve seals. We're gonna get a good idea what's going on, and we'll do repairs accordingly. I don't expect that we're gonna need too much going on in there. Maybe we'll do new timing chain, cam gear, tensioner, water pump, oil pump, stuff like that. I think that's what the motor's really gonna get a lot of. Other than that, we should be keeping it pretty stock, some basic bolt-ons.
So we got a car up in the air. Let's take a closer look and see what we got underneath here. John, tell me more.
Well, this is my first time actually taking a look at the car underneath, and I must say I'm pretty impressed with it. It looks like for the most part, everything is here, minus the splash shield, little bits of fender liner. You know, that's how it goes sometimes. But we're not leaking anything serious as far as oil leaks go. I see just a little bit of residue here and there, but man.
This thing is dry, buddy.
This thing is beautiful. I see it's got an aftermarket AC compressor on here, which isn't always a big deal. I mean, we're not gonna go out of the way to replace that. If it's working, it's good. I mean, even the bushings look good in the compliance bushings, but we'll probably end up pulling those out, changing them as it goes. Motor mounts look decent too. Honestly, everything on this car looks really good. Probably get rid of this intake. Not really gonna be helpful for us.
Oh, it's such an over here.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that thing, Brian ain't no race car driver, I can promise you that.
Right at the path of where the water's at.
Yeah, right. I believe we refer to that as a hydro locking device at the dealership. Let's take a look down a little bit farther. This car's got its stock catalytic converter on it, stock header, O2 sensors, no check engine light. I really love that. I know normally we get a lot of leaks from our VTEC solenoid gaskets, axle seals, all that stuff is dry.
I'm gonna tell you what, man, the exhaust system is completely stock. You know, a lot of these cars being modified and whatnot. Man, this thing is just completely stock. And guess what? No one cut out the factory cat on this car.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's there. Look, and I can even, maybe with a little bit of effort, take these bolts off without them breaking. I mean, there's no surface rust on the car. The car is clean.
Beautiful.
No major oil leaks that have been sitting around for time, causing trouble. I mean, this car is in excellent shape.
John, what coilovers are these?
So these are the red and black coilovers. I don't know what they are.
Red and black coilovers.
Yeah, that's a specific brand. I think it's called Red and Black. Racing power. You know, I mean, honestly, the car, it's all here. Everything's there. EVAP system, the sway bars. This car is pretty much a cherry. It's got exhaust and it's got an intake. That's it. So it's pretty much as close to a clean slate as we could hope for. The price on it was pretty fair for what these cars are going for these days. But you know, like I said, Brian, with this, being the artist that he is with the cars, he can just polish it up, increase, you know, fix up the paint, make things look better. He doesn't have to spend a lot of effort into fixing up the bodywork like we had to do on the V2. That was a lot of effort. This is gonna be low effort, a lot of reward. I think it's gonna be nice.
So you guys saw the exterior under the engine bay, underneath the vehicle. Now we're gonna move on to the interior. I got this, what, a titanium interior, John?
Yes, Brian called it tan, which it's not because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
John, why do you always mess with him, man?
Because I'm trying to make him better. Me criticizing him is bringing out the better bumper Brian. You know, I got to spread my nerdiness onto other people.
So titanium interior.
Titanium is this color, and you know, it's in decent shape. The interior looks like it's not got a lot of miles on it. 90% of these things are cracked, split. I mean, it's got the age, but you know, a leather shop, one of our restoration people that restores leather, they can bring this back, but it's not what the vision is. Vision is black interior. And we got a couple lines on a couple people who have black interior, and I think we're gonna try and make a move to get some of it in here. There may be some restoration, maybe some re-upholstering that's gonna go on, but for the most part, I think the plan is to try and find black interior on this car. Make it look like, I think you were telling me the Canadian models come with a black interior with the white cars, but in the US, not so much.
Yeah, Canadian models, they actually have a black interior options. Only the US, they have this titanium color for the exterior color that's white.
I think that's why he wanted the blue initially, but this was just too good of a deal to pass up. So, you know, we have a couple lines on that. As far as it goes, someone put some really weird situation going on here with the steering wheel. It's like wrapped black. It's got a black airbag, which is nice.
Hey, John. It's just like a coilover, black and red.
Black and red, bro. Black and red. And you know what else? We got black and red going on right here too, bro. This guy got a package deal at the black and red factory. Yeah. But I mean, other than the shift boot, the shift knob, and the radio, everything inside this car is 100% stock. And I guess the steering wheel. But you know, it's a great thing to start off with. We have everything's here, nothing's broken. And like I said, all we gotta do from here is make it better. You know, I was looking in the back. Another thing this car has that a lot of them don't is the privacy cover for the rear hatch. Those things break all the time. And it's just beautiful that everything's here on this car. I think the one thing that the car definitely needs is I see the taillights, which is a big problem on these. The gaskets like to fail and water goes into your trunk. That's one thing we're gonna have to find. Those are getting harder and harder to come by, the new taillights. But other than that, everything is here, and we might be getting rid of this interior at one point. Someone might be interested in it. I don't know. We'll have to see.
But guys, there you have it. We hope you guys liked the introduction on Brian RSX Type-S project here. And along with this, we got 2 other projects. We got a bunch of cool content coming your way. So if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to our channel and also turn on that notification. My name is Mike, behalf of AXE Garage. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.